Good morning. We're here with Patty Candigo from Bloomin' Babies Birth Center, and we're going to talk about our new iBirth app here for our Bloomin' Babies mamas. And we have some literature, and we're also going to show you what it looks like on your phone and some of the cool things that you can find on the app. So go ahead, Patty, take it away.
Okay, so we were introduced to this by another birth center, and they felt it was very helpful. We realized that there are some millennials out there who don't actually read pieces of paper, and they prefer to read everything on their phone, and everybody has a phone. So they found that there was more interaction between the moms and the information that they wanted them to know with it on an app. And so after talking with them a little bit and talking with a company that does it, we decided to, let's do this. It would be a good thing. We want to kind of try to stay ahead of the curve and make sure that we're giving our moms all the tools that they need and staying up to date as much as we can. So I believe we started like maybe the 1st of December, we rolled it out. And it's been kind of a slow process. As new people come in, we give them the little card, and it gives you the information on how to go in and set it up. And then talk about some of the stuff that's actually on there. So that's why we thought this would be a good thing for us to do, so that I can kind of demonstrate a few things that this app will do. So the app is called iBirth, and you can go to the Google Play Store and download it. And if you're one of our clients, we'll share with you the code. I'm not going to share it with everybody, but it's because this is an app that's very specific to our practice. So it has things in there that we specifically give you. And it used to be part of a booklet that we would give you. And like I said, it was about that thick, and I'm not sure anybody ever read it. Or if they did, it was maybe a piece here and a piece there, which I get that. I understand. So this is just something that's a little more interactive. Once you sign up, you put in your due date, your last menstrual period, your due date, whatever you know, and then you're going to start getting what we call push messages. And those push messages coincide with how many weeks pregnant you are. And so it's very relevant to what you're experiencing at that point. So there's a place where you will get the push message at least once a month. So like when you turn 25 or 24 weeks or something, or maybe it's once a week. Can't remember. Anyway, once a week, once a month, something like that. And it's going to coordinate with where you are in the pregnancy. So there's going to be some general information there.
Dick said that there are daily affirmations that you get.
That's under inspiration. So we don't want to overload you with information. And so just the push message comes on occasion. And like I said, I can't remember if it's once a week or once a month. But there are inspirations on here that you can go in every day if you want. And there's something interesting to talk about. So like this one, it's talking about exercise. And I just, for the record, I have not made up all of this information. I would have lost my mind trying to do that. And Nicole could attest to that. But it says belly dancing is said to have originated as preparation for birthing as a birth dance. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Many women spontaneously move their bodies in labor as if they were belly dancing. Read more about the stages of labor and helpful positions here. And so there is a little arrow that you can press, and it takes you to one of our more information pages. And so So it takes you to a website, which is from Lamaze, and it talks about the stages of labor. So it kind of gives you more information than even what we can provide you or what we provided for you in that booklet. It has, links to all kinds of interesting websites with more information. And
the birth center, though, you have also gone through and added specific content that's specific to natural birth and giving birth at the birth center.
Right.
All the stuff that was in that packet you've put into this app, but it's also put out through the app so that people can read it whenever they want to.
It is under lists. So under lists, there's several different spots that you can go and read. Meet Our Family, that's just all of us. So if you're wondering who might be at your birth, because besides Nona, we do have a few other nurses. And for weekends especially, sometimes you might have a different nurse. You can go in there and read about those nurses and get to know them a little bit, because you won't necessarily see them in the office before the baby comes. And that bothers some people. So this way you can kind of get to know. Cindy Kisselman is listed on here. She's actually our lactation consultant. She is not an employee of us, but we refer to her. Excuse me. It's that time of year. So you can go in there and read about Cindy and find out, what is her expertise. And she really is very much an expert. She has her IBCLC. She had her own company in Denver. And so she's had years of training and does a really great job for support. So
you also get health stuff in there, right?
Absolutely.
Nutritional advice.
So there's a whole section here on nutrition. So once in a while, we'll tell you, you need to beef up your diet a little bit. You need more iron because you're a little low on iron. So you can go in here and right here, iron, click on it, and it's going to go benefits, nutrient-rich foods, and top nutrient-rich foods for vegetarians. So that's another issue that, once in a while we do get moms who are vegetarian. And so there's always an issue. How do I get all of the nutrients that I need from the vegetarian world? And so there are tips in here about that. If I go back, iron, I just did that, the protein. Again, benefits, top nutrient foods for meat eaters and for vegetarian. So there's no excuses for you to just eat hummus the entire time you're pregnant if you're vegetarian, because there are things in here that will give you other ideas of what's good. There's also on here tools. So you'll notice it says baby diaper, baby feeding, baby weight. I really should switch that around because it's kind of cart before the horse. But tools that are available. So this does not end with the end of your pregnancy. It actually continues to give you information until the baby is a year old. So that's there again, that's another positive that you're not ever completely alone. And if you have questions, we would much rather you go here and kind of, because there is a search tool, and look up whatever it is that your question is instead of going to Google, because we all know Google can sometimes mislead people. But as far as the tools go, so when you're in labor, there's a contraction timer, and it's very simple. And you just hit start, and it goes. It tells you the time when it started, and when you get done with the contraction, you hit stop, and then it's going to chart this. And you even have a way of indicating, was that, I'm fine, or, ooh, it's getting a little more serious, or that one really hurt. And you can indicate that.
That's cool.
So,
isn't there a fetal kick?
There's also a fetal kick count. So we often, especially towards the end of pregnancy, I always tell people, you are the best monitor of the condition of your baby. And so if you're noticing something that is just way out of whack as far as movement or just a feeling, we want you to do a fetal kick count. And so this is a very easy way to do it. And again, you just hit the little button and it'll say kick, and then it'll keep track of it. And you can actually email this to us if you're concerned. So if you're really concerned, we want you to call us. Anytime you're concerned about the baby's welfare, we want you to call us, and we don't care if it's the middle of the night, you call us, and we'll do what we need to do to evaluate you and baby. But this is just another little tool that can be used to kind of even chart what's kind of normal for your baby. Personally, as soon as I would lay down at night is when I would feel my baby really moving around a lot. And that was normal for me. And so if it were a situation where I went to bed and suddenly I'm not feeling baby move, and I kind of do a little, trying to move the baby and not getting much response, that's kind of a red flag. And we want you to make sure that baby's doing okay. So we're going to want you to do some kick counts to make sure. Also under lists, so under pregnancy, there are things like choosing a birthplace. Hopefully by the time you're reading this, you've made your decision to come to us. But this is kind of keeping it open that what should you do? Is home birth a possibility in your community? Does a local hospital offer midwifery care? Do you have a freestanding birth center? Absolutely. So it kind of takes you through that decision process, or gives you ideas on maybe something you didn't think about asking. You can pick it up here and then ask us at your next visit. Do you feel validated and understood when asking questions, or do you get brushed off? Those things are all important. Pregnancy questions for your doula. Are you going to hire a doula? What are good questions to ask a doula? Childbirth classes, getting ready for the big day. So we always talk to our moms, and in our booklet used to be some information on optimal fetal positioning and Pernil stretching. Those are things that we do that a lot of places don't even talk about. But we do because we think it's important. So it's a great way for you to go in and learn about, what are we talking about? Optimal fetal positioning. What does that mean, and why do I care? So it talks about that and tells you things about that. And then perineal stretching is something we really encourage our first-time moms to do. And I don't know, I have never heard of any of the docs or other offices talking about that with their moms. No one's ever said, oh yeah, my doctor told me about that. But there is some research out there that shows that if you do some perineal stretching ahead of time, that stretching can help that tissue so that when your baby is being born and that head's coming out, there is less of a likelihood of having a laceration. Okay, it's not a guarantee. We can't guarantee it. And we work really hard with our moms at the time of birth to try to ease that baby out. But we have had several first-time moms. We had a mom who had a 9-pound, 2-ounce baby the other day with no tears.
Wow.
So, it is possible to do. It's totally possible. But you want to do, again, preparation. That's a big thing for us. And my phone. Okay.
There's one of the core goals of the birth center is to educate moms.
Absolutely. Education is huge. I just feel like if a woman knows kind of what's going on, it's a little less scary. And so there's also some videos on here. There's an iBirth labor position videos, and it goes through the stages of labor, and even talks about vocalization in labor. Sometimes women are afraid to make any sounds because they've seen the movie. I don't know which one it is, but I can see her, the blonde, and she's in labor in the hospital screaming bloody murder. And so we don't always necessarily want to look like that. And so there are some good ways to vocalize, and it goes over those here. What's a light moan? What's a moderate? What's an intense moan? Because it really can help you labor. The sounds that you make can affect how tight you are keeping your body rather than relaxing. These are things that will help you to relax. There's sounds, but they're not going to tighten everything up, which is what we don't want to happen in labor, because we want to let that baby to come out. So there's just lots of really, really good things in this app, and we're just really happy to be able to have it for our moms. So
because of the special information that we have on it, that's why there's a special code. You can go and get it. You can download it wherever you get your apps for the iTunes store or Google Play store.
Right.
And then you can just come in to the birth center or call us, and we can give you the special code that you have that you can use.
Yeah.
And then if you have any other questions or need more support, then you can always reach out to the birth center. And if you have need more information, then you can follow up with us. But otherwise, this should help answer your basic questions.
Absolutely. Lots of questions. Not even basic. Some of them are pretty, there's a whole thing on labor and pain management. So, yeah.
Awesome. So if you have any questions, give us a call or put a note under this Facebook Live, and we look forward to hearing from you, and download the app.
Sounds good.